everybody. Welcome to the Nobody's Happy podcast. With me, as always, is Josh Cabaza.
What's up?
And today we have on a very special Nobody's Happy. We have Alonzo Cantu. What's going on, Alonzo?
Not too much. I'm here with my favorite comedian in San Antonio, Mr. Raul Sanchez, and that's only because for what he can do to me for me professionally.
No, what were you saying earlier when you said that all action movies had to have some kind of a love story to it, just so that you know the guy's not gay? Like,
Yeah.
so he has to kiss a girl.
Yeah, because most of the time he's just not caring about anything except for
Right, like, because you were saying that, like, the Princess Bride was supposed to be like, it's a good action film, but the name Princess Bride really turns people off to even want to, turns dudes off to even want to. I gotta admit, that's one of the reasons why it took me, I didn't see it till I was in my 30s.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it till I was in my 20s, but I thought that was I felt like I fell for the trick. You know what I mean? The whole premise of the Princess Bride is that the kid is getting a story read to his dad by his grandfather because he's sick, and the grandfather's like, "I'm gonna read you the Princess Bride," and he's like, "I don't want to read a story about no princess." And then like within a couple pages, he's like, "You don't want to hear about this sappy stuff." And he's like, "No, Grandpa, tell me about the princess and the love and stuff," because all men are truly sensitive people, and what's the point of Joe Cleese actually had a great fucking bit about it where he was saying that back in the day, when you killed a dragon, you would get like a princess and shit, and but back in the day, all the princesses were 16 years old. I'm still in Joe Cleese's bit right here, but it's like that's a good incentive to kill a dragon, is you get to some young princess. And it's like, that's probably why there's no dragons anymore.
Yeah, and you did give a good example, like Die Hard. Like Die Hard is an action-packed film, but it's like everything hovers around him, trying to keep his marriage together, I guess, right?
Well, even Taken,
like
it's like you have to have, or let's put it this way: if you don't have a chick, you have to have him have a dog. That's one of the other rules. It's
Something to love.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
something that shows his like, you fucked with his soft side, so now you're gonna see the fucking.
You can't
devil.
do it for ego. If you do it for ego, he's the enemy.
Right.
No, well, he can be whatever, but he has to have something like that. Yeah, because even a gangster, let's put it this way. The reason Raul invited me because I was drunkenly sending him an essay that I wrote about a little scene from Godfather. I'll text it to you if we want to watch it. But I was watching it and I realized that there was something I didn't notice. But what was it? But not about that scene in general. But what I'm trying to say is that. Every story. Okay, so in Godfather, what I'm trying to say is Luca Brasi is supposed to be this very dangerous. He's the Don's top enforcer, but there's this very early scene of Luca Brasi nervous because he has to go in front of Don Corleone, and he's like practicing his lines. He's like rehearsing his speech and stuff like that. And
Right,
then,
masculine child, blah blah blah.
yeah, and then he goes in, he still stutters it. Funny thing about that scene is that they actually shot that before the rehearsal scene. The guy was actually an enforcer for the mob, and he was just super nervous because he was in front of Marlon Brando, which a lot of people don't, understand. But there's not even really good actor. Let's say Daniel Day-Lewis. He's like the original Daniel Day-Lewis, actually. So this guy's super nervous because he's in front of Marlon Brando, and Francis Ford Coppola was like, "Oh, that's really good because it kind of we can use that to express the intimidation of Don Corleone." And so they filmed.
I thought they were expecting how slow he was. Like, he looked a little bit slow.
Well, he is. Well, I mean, I don't want to speak ill of mafia enforcers, but I'm sure a lot of them aren't the most. A lot of them probably. It's not like, oh man, he could have been a doctor if he just wasn't a goon for the mob.
As he was either that or laying bricks. So
yeah, exactly. And this time he got to put a brick through somebody's head. But yeah, but I do like little stuff like that shows even there's very few characters out there that aren't just bad guys. You know, like if you want to have a bad guy, then you just don't have them have a soft side. But if you want to have an anti-hero, or if you want to have a person, you know, that, well, because even with kind of an anti-hero or the flawed character,
like Clint Eastwood.
yeah, it's like usually by the end. Well, I don't even know if they do that back in those movies, but usually it's like, yeah, he has a chick or somebody that he has to take care of, and then by the end of
Dude, Clint Eastwood smacked a couple of girls and I think forced himself on a couple of them in his movies.
Well, that was James Bond. Do you ever watch Sean Connery? He like rapes like 3 chicks. They're like,
Well, there goes the algorithm.
yeah,
I was like, wait, how long are we into this?
oh, well, you did it. Well, I did it to myself, and then you just doubled down on
You
the last
ripped?
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking.
No, they already got it out for me. Stupid ass fucking YouTube.
No, really?
They've limited my monetization for the past 7 in a row, even though nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Was
They
it
just caught a hold of me, and they were like, "This guy's getting a little lippy."
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get a little bit bigger and more people watch, they watch you back. I like to watch.
Well, I was surprised because he has. I don't even. That's what I'm saying. He has some really funny bits about some shit that I was like, "How is this up?" But he's so clever about it that I don't even think people knew what the fuck he was talking about. Which I was like, "This is why." If it was on the right political, like you put that there, people, he would have had a whole bunch of new fans that you wouldn't want.
Well, half the tricks just being charming.
Even in Terminator, they make the robot love the kid. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Come
Yeah.
with me if you want to live.
Yeah, and then like she gives this narration of like he would never hit him or get home drunk, and starts, and he's just like doing the high five thing with him. It's like, oh, this is supposed to show that like even the machine is tender and
Well, I'm such a
human like.
I've never seen Terminator. I'm kind of like that. I'm not really an action movie kind of person, just because I just didn't really. My family never really liked action movies. Now that I think about it,
And you decided to carry on the family tradition.
well, I just
No
don't-
action in this house.
No, it's like, well, I like movies with action. Like I like a lot of
Like The Princess Bride.
no, that's like a Menace to Society. Like I don't know if you consider that an
Menace
action
to
movie.
Society is a very violent movie. I remember watching
More
that
of a
in
statement.
with what?
It's more of a statement.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm
It
saying.
is. It's about the what is it? The black struggle in urban.
Well, it's more
Blah, blah, blah.
about. Well, it's more about how.
Blah blah blah.
Well, in my opinion, I actually was talking. So, in my opinion, it's kind of that whole the Jesse Beetle metaphor that you're talking. Well, either way, but
Oh yeah.
but the point is that I used to watch Menace to Society like every day as a comedy when I was in high school and stuff, because I thought it was really funny. Just the I thought
Meaning, like you would put it on to have yourself a gut laugh.
I thought like as a dark comedy. Like, have you ever watched Fargo? Like Fargo isn't necessarily a comedy, but it's a dark comedy. I kind of see Menace to Society like that. Is it's
Really?
Like,
How
it's like,
so?
well, there's a lot of funny lines in it. Like the one where it's like, man, I'll suck your, like I got some cheeseburgers,
Oh,
man.
right.
You know, it's like, what you say, motherfucker? You say, and then it's like, I feel bad for you. There's I can
feel
go
sorry
on.
for you, mother.
Yeah, I can probably quote the whole movie, and a lot of them where it's like, I said a double burger with cheese, motherfucker. It's like, I'll get a double burger. I said, remember when he gets when he jacks the dude for his ribs? Yeah, then he makes him order a hamburger. Then he almost shoots him because he didn't want to spend the extra 50 cents on the cheese.
And then afterwards, he's on the phone and he's like, "Yeah, I had to jump this fool. Like I had to get him."
Yeah,
He's like counting his money,
dude. Yeah, it's
He's
like,
like, I had to
I
get him.
had to do. It's like he's like, I had to ride. I just had to get some rims. I just had to catch some fool slipping. It's just so simple. And that actually brings me to my next point: is I'm going to be the founder of drill comedy.
What?
Drill comedy.
What
So
is
you
that?
ever heard of drill rap?
No.
Yeah.
You've heard
What is
yeah.
drill rap?
Well, drill rap is what you do is you take the glamorous and high exciting lifestyle of being a gang member, and then you bring that into music. And then you
I
rap.
thought that was called gangster rap.
No, see that you would think that, but those people are usually fakers. They're usually actors and perpetrators.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and see,
You know, they are. A lot of them tend to be very, in leaning towards the arts.
and if you're a drill rapper, basically you can't
You're a
even.
gangster that's giving it a shot.
No, well, here's the thing: when you're a drill rapper, if you haven't killed somebody, then you're kind of a hack. You're an open micer. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to put in a couple bodies to even get to like the feature position and shit. And then you can't even just kill them. You got to like rap about the people that you killed. And you got to insult them multiple times in creative ways.
Do a graveyard fucking video.
Yeah, that's like
when I see you, like Fulio. When I see you.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta put on some Fulio when I'm about to ride out on some motherfucker. So basically, first off, free the guys. All right, that's what I want to say. Free the guys, and then secondly, it's all BFI. That's BFI. That's bad first impressions. It's all BFI right now. If you ain't BFI,
what is bad first impressions again?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Sanchez. Yes, bad first impressions. It's more than a podcast. It's more of a movement.
That's hot.
Yeah, so basically, it's a kind of movement where it's like, hey, bring your gun to the comedy club, you know.
Okay.
You know, it's like my gun likes to laugh too, you know. But but when my gun laugh, a lot of people ain't laughing afterwards. You know, it's got a big laugh. If you catch my drift, you know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is also.
Well, I saw your infamous drill rapper thing images.
Yeah. So also, and first off, badfirstimpressions.com. And if you want to come out to one of these comedy shows and test my gangster, well, that's why I post my dates, baby. You know what I mean? It's like I got a whole fucking checklist for you. Hey, if you can't make it on the 14th to check my gangster, make it on the 31st, baby boy. I don't give a fuck. You better buy a ticket though, because we're checking IDs at the door. All right. Yeah. Also, all my shows are locals only. If you ain't from San Antonio, I don't want you fucking listening to my shit. As a matter of fact, if you're from San Antonio right now, turn that shit off, bitch. Yeah, turn this podcast off right fucking now. You heard me. This is fucking San Antonio locals only. And I've only been here for like, what, 10 years, 11 years? But, you know, I'm true blue. I'm a true blue Santone. 210, let them know. The tone is also what it's known.
Back in what, 2000? When did you start doing comedy? 2011, 2012?
2011.
Yeah.
2011.
That's around the time where I was doing lots of drugs.
That was fun, though.
Yes.
That was probably the only reason you were nice to me. Maybe.
Because I was on drugs.
Yeah. Maybe you're like really high and you're just like, you know what? I see something in this guy. And then you came down and you're like, oh, fuck.
You know what? That's the biggest thing that's changed is from the open micers now to when we're open mic. I felt like everybody was doing crack,
some kind
coke,
of a
or
drug.
meth. Everybody was
the
doing
good
something.
ones.
You know what
like
I mean?
the people that were actually. That was my whole thing. It's like maybe we need a little bit more of that just until you figure out what you're doing, and then you quit it.
And then now it's just like weed. Everybody just does weed, but nobody.
Yes.
They do so
Very
much
openly,
weed though
too.
that they don't know how to fuck. Yeah, very openly, and they try to sell it to you, and it's like, no, I just smoke it, dude. I'm not. I don't buy that shit. That's illegal.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being around, toking a little bit before or
Nah,
after.
that ain't what I do. See, I don't.
Preferably after the show.
See, I'm a killer, so I don't like to dull any of my senses in case one of my ops pulls up on me. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I can just reach right for my fucking big gun and shoot them in the head with it. And I don't even need to feel threatened. Know why? Because I'm cool.
Is that what that shirt is about? Is that for the show?
This is the drunken piece of shit logo. I designed it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and this is it's also known as a sigil. Yeah, okay, I ever heard of chaos magic?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, chaos magic is one of the easiest forms of magic to do, but it just takes a lot of work. All you got to do is create your own sigil. That's basically what money is. It's a fucking sigil. And then you just got to get a lot of people
What
to put
does
a lot
sigil mean?
what the fuck? All I know about is drill, dog. All I know is BFI and fucking getting this money, dog. I don't know what a sigil is. But so, thank you very much. No, look
How
up
do you
sigil.
spell sigil?
SIGIL. So basically, a sigil is like an inscribed painting, a symbol considered to have magic power. Oh, what's that? Is that what it's? Oh, well, wow. I knew
An
that.
inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power, yeah.
Yeah, so basically what you do is you just create your own symbol and then you just pray over it. I don't got to do that, though, because my comedy's prayers and people wishing me well. They're the prayers. So I just got to get a lot of people feeling good feelings about this this symbol, you know, and I got to put my energy into it. And then one day it'll become magical like the Hatchet Man, basically. And a lot of people
Wait,
don't
so what did you say again? You taking on a religion that requires you to what?
No, you don't even have to do a religion, but basically,
He's manifesting through that picture on his shirt.
yeah, basically, or not manifesting. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to charge the symbol. I'm trying to. So I had to pick something.
You know about this?
I've been practicing sex magic for a while now. That's a real thing. It's very, very hard. What you do is, so you can't jack off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's sex magic is basically don't have sex.
No. And this is that's the part where everybody's just like,
That's
no
a thing,
crap.
sex magic?
But here's the sex magic part. So, and it is magic. It's 100% magic. You have to have sex. She completes, but you don't. Repeatedly for weeks. That's magic to me. To have sex and not come, that's amazing.
So do you use your hands or your mouth?
You use your dick. You have to use your dick.
No.
And then go to
You
your
just pull out and pinch the stem?
you edge. Like George would talk about edging. You and then you don't, and she gets hers, and then you continue your day with all this aggression in your body, and you use it,
And then you beat her to death.
you use it, and it increases your endorphins, and you manifest what you want. Really, I just think you're frustrated, and to get your mind off sex, you'll do whatever.
You'll stay busy for once.
Yeah.
No, but that is one of those old things I heard in high school. Was
Fighters
like,
would do that.
yeah, or it's just like don't beat off first thing in the morning because you're gonna be tired, you know. But if you kind of keep that like nut, then your body's kind of tricked into being like, where are we gonna put this? We got to be on our A game. We got to put this nut somewhere.
Oh, that's true. If you eat a big thing of pancakes in the morning and jack off, it's like, well, my body's already telling me like, well, you already hunted and fucked. Go to bed. Your day is done.
Yeah, celebration, good time. Come on. But no, but that's some real shit though. I'm only being half silly when I'm talking about because like I said, the dollar bill. People are like, why do they have why is the all-seeing eye on there? Why are all these things? Like people didn't just randomly choose those things. It wasn't like just some artist was like, this looks good. Don't you guys think this looks good for the dollar bill? And they're like,
I thought it's supposed to look cool, and they were like, "Oh, that's cool."
It's
man.
on
Is that eye
everything,
on top
man.
of a pyramid?
Like Robinhood app, which is a stock trading app. When it doesn't work, it says try again later, and it has a pyramid with an all-seeing eye in the middle. Coinbase, when it doesn't work,
yeah, because all our
fucking
money
thing.
has it. It's about money.
It's just
it's like the dollar sign, pretty much.
It's just a one eye looking at you. Sorry, you can't get your money right now, but it'll work in a little bit.
Bro, the NFL logo has a football on it.
No, but here's
Why not? The NBA has a white guy on it, so you know what I mean.
well, if it was an all-seeing
not
eye,
always.
what would you say
Stockton,
if they
isn't it?
changed it to an all-seeing eye next year?
The what?
If they change it to an all-seeing eye next year, you'd be like, well, they like money. What the fuck's the big deal? But here's the thing. It's like they already have a sign for money. It's the dollar sign. Well, we got to do the all-seeing eye. That's also a sign for like Moloch and shit. I got to think, isn't it?
Everybody knows what it is.
I don't know if Moloch
I thought
is,
it was Raw.
Yeah, there you go. It's an Egyptian god.
Yeah.
You know, another heathen.
It's fucking roar.
Roar. It's Ishkabibble,
It's fucking roar.
the eater of souls.
Have you ever seen, like, they have them a lot in Austin, and I think Tom Brady has one. They're those like real skinny drawn in tattoos, and it looks real elaborate with little stars and lines and geometry on it, and that's supposed to be like a magical spell.
Let me see that
On
shit.
your
Yeah, let
skin.
me see that shit. I want to
Yeah.
see Tom Brady's magical
Tom
spell.
Brady has a fucking witch tattoo.
I won't get one. Who says I don't got one? Actually, Tom Brady copied me. I have two.
What? Or what?
He's
It's on the money, though. Who cares?
Ugh.
there it is. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't Tom Brady. My bad. But Aaron Rodgers, that's his tattoo.
I think that's just the cover for Tool's album.
First tattoo. What?
I said it's the cover for Tool's album.
So
That's stupid.
Aaron Rodgers unveils deep and meaningful first tattoo after rumors NFL quarterback in relationship with a witch.
What does that mean? I got a satanic tattoo. I'll show you my Do you want
Well,
to see
no,
my?
it's not satanic.
That's what I'm saying. I got.
Fucking hilarious.
It's all
Yeah,
about
nailed it, dude.
geometry apparently and stuff. But you see like all
One of
the-
those is a molecule or
Well,
a star
geomet-
system.
Geometry is satanic. Oh, he's Aquarius. That's what that sign means over there.
Well,
wasn't it? Is this Gemini though? Because it's like a lion. Those are Leo, but like one's roaring, one's not.
Yeah, I think he's just a
that looks
basic
pretty
bitch.
wild, man.
Oh, and that's her. Yeah, that's the girl.
Yeah, that's the kind of tattoo.
That's
Is that
his
the
girl
kind of?
that
That's
he
who he
got?
fucks.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Well, hold on. This was back in. When was this? Oh, this is July 7th. This was not too long ago. 6 months ago,
About
7
a
months
year
ago.
ago.
Let's see her hair again.
Anybody who has half their head shaved like that, to me, is like throws up a warning.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I hate when
Really?
you- well, it's a very narcissistic thing. It's like
You know
this.
who I saw that on first? Porn stars.
Yeah.
Porn stars were the first ones to have like that part of their head shaved.
Well, they're the first ones to also do anal. You know, they're trendsetters.
I think they're just the first ones to get
Do you
paid
think
for
maybe it's something to do with trauma?
it.
I want to express my trauma.
No, I think in her case, maybe she really believes what she believes, but maybe it's just like, I look more ethnic if I do it this way.
No, I mean, think about it. That's where I saw most like weird, stupid ass tattoos was on porn stars, and now you just see like everybody getting like porn star tattoos. You know what I mean?
What's a porn star? What's a good example of a porn star tattoo?
Like
Butthole tattoo?
No, just like well, first off, any tramp stamp, obviously, but just like a fucking star on your hip. You know, just thigh tattoos, just and there's basic things that are in, I don't know, intimate places that you'd only see like that. I'm trying to think, because what would stink is when you would see a porn star and they'd have a very obvious tattoo, and then you'd see them on one porn and they're playing like one character, and then it'd be another porn and they just throw a wig on them, but you'd still see that fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, god damn it. Now I
You
know.
can't be the sexy librarian. You look like a fucking hobo.
Yeah, I already saw you fucking sucking dick for a ride at the bang bus. Now you're over here trying to tell me that I can't jack off because I got caught. Yeah, I know what you are, bitch. You can't shame me. But okay. Well, that's
Whoa! Somebody got a tattoo of that chick. Just gargling. That's crazy, dude.
But she has like every porn star type
I
of
bet that's
tattoo.
a chick too. That doesn't look like a guy's. Or is that a guy's arm?
Which is what, cobwebs?
Yeah, it's the cobwebs on the tits, and then
Why? Why would you have cobwebs on the tits until you got to be like 80? You know what I mean?
I don't think a lot of them think they're gonna live until they're 80. That's what I think.
A lot of them are, what do they call it? Burning the candle at both ends?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which isn't even that fun. It sounds like it's that fun, but it really isn't. Most of the time, it's a lot of waiting around for drugs.
I would imagine waiting around a lot for like, for erections and vaginas.
Not with Viagra now.
Yeah, well, no, they're taking it a step further. So a lot of them don't do Viagra because it gives you like headaches and stuff like that. So just a straight injection into the penis, and then it like
Of what?
Of I don't know what.
Well, did we talk about this last time I was here? I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you know? Interesting thing. That's why Harvey Weinstein has the gangrene dick, is because he had diabetes and you would only be able to get hard with those straight injections, and he got infections.
Oh shit! You need to use clean needles.
No, he just had diabetes.
Oh, and
You
you
know,
got like rotten dick.
Well, you just use it too much. It's like if you're a fucking junkie, you just keep on using the same things. He's like a sex addict, so he kept on like shooting his dick up with this fucking Viagra shit, and then his like penis is fucking getting gangrene because
You'd think you'd have like the discipline to do a couple of fucking 2-mile walks or something. If you really like sex that much, it's like no, I want the sex and the fucking cookies. Like this guy.
It's not like it's like people who just eat all the time. They're not hungry. It's just that's what they got to do. It's a compulsion.
no, 100%. No, yeah, that is.
I guess once you're an addict, you're an addict. Right?
It's an illegal compulsion because it takes another person. That other person has to consent.
That's like telling Artie Lang, like, hey, why didn't you just cut back a couple lines so you'd stub your nose and you could still do all that coke that you love? You know what I mean? It's like at a certain point, it's like if you love it so much, your nose is just gonna turn into a pancake. Apparently,
I think, and after a while, you hate it. You don't want to do it anymore, but your body's like, I need it.
You think he was ever hate injecting into himself?
I think he was using it in a hateful way.
Well, I think also when it comes to sex stuff, I think a lot of times people just tie a lot of their self-esteem to sex, you know? So if you don't get it and you already have low self, and usually
And it's power too.
Brooke
Like,
Shields was just coming out and saying about being assaulted when she was in her 20s, and then they gave like the past of her. I guess she played like a child actor, like she was in the Blue Lagoon. Or
Yeah.
she had like
she had
they said
she had a
something
baby
about
by her brother.
she did sex scenes as a young girl.
You know what? I don't know if it's Brooke Shields, but I know that there's like a French movie with like a 12-year-old prostitute that's like naked in a tub and shit. Like people like when it comes to that kind of shit, if it's like artistic, I don't even want to get into this because it's really one of those things I don't even want to like. Because I was looking up some video and I accidentally stumbled upon an article. I guess I'll get into it because I just fucking mentioned it, but it really fucking made me sad, dude. And like I said, it's not a thing that I like to like get into because it really does.
About the film industry?
It's not about the film industry. It's about actually the art industry and photography and stuff like that. But
yeah, every creep's like, I'm a photographer. I'll take a picture.
great fucking point. Honestly, that's a great fucking point.
And they have those glasses that you're wearing right now.
But yeah. But basically, let's just put it this way. I'll put a name out there. You guys can do your own research, guys. I don't really want to get into it, but this
What are you talking about, guy?
that's what I'm saying. It's a fucking photographer named Sally Mann. It's a female, and she would like take naked pictures of her kids and shit like that. And it was like,
Was she French?
Because it was art. No, she was American, dude. She was American, and like she was like very famous for it and got paid very highly, and it's just like all of her like.
Oh, I'm sure there was some guys that were willing to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, it's high art, but like all of the pictures of like of her naked daughters and sons and shit like that, and it's like there's one of and
that's always been the way though, because we have sculptures everywhere of naked little boys.
But that's different. Yeah, but that's different.
That's 3D.
Yeah.
You know, I guess they probably had to have the kids standing there the whole time. Or he's like, I'm just gonna draw it from memory.
They're all over the paintings there. They couldn't take pictures.
No, you're right, man. People have been using art as an excuse to look at kids' dicks for a long time. Yep. I do agree with you there, but it really does depress you because that's a funky thing is because unless you really like. Just like I said, unless you really just like, I didn't even look for this. I was looking for a completely different video, and I stumbled upon that, and I just kept on. Then I started reading comments, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? And I wanted to tell people, you know what I mean? I wanted to be like, this is a thing. This is legal. How the fuck is this a legal thing that's going on? But then you just sound like a
crazy person.
You sound like a crazy person. And then it's also like, first off, I don't want to hear that. Like, you know, you try to,
yeah.
I don't want to fucking hear that.
I mean, it's like with anything else that's terrible that's happening in another country that you don't know about. Like, hey, did you hear this is happening to kids in Zimbabwe? And you're like, dude, I got so many problems. That the last thing I need is fucking images of people being brutalized in other something that I can't fucking help. You know, I guess that's more than anything. It's stuff that you can't help. It's not your fault, and you can't change it.
It's like they talk about that there's different realities or dimensions and everything, and it's just like there's people on this planet that live in a completely different reality. That Earth is just suffering. What are you talking about? There is no hell. We live in hell. This is hell. You know what I mean?
Like mining shit.
Well, I probably do.
Like a 10-year-old.
And then you die. And that happened to your sister and your brother. And that's what's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I live in hell.
Yeah. Or maybe you're so used to that. That's just life. You just look at it the way a prey would look at, you know, like the way deer look at life. It's like, yeah, you get eaten.
I'm not saying that we're not in our own prison, but it's a way better prison. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, you're allowed to complain.
Yeah, I can buy a truck in this prison.
You can buy a cyber truck
that'll take me places.
That will be my taxi, and get in all kinds of accidents without me.
Hey, but Tesla said that they'll cover that.
You think?
No, that's what it says in the agreement. If you do the robotaxi, they take 30% of the robotaxi service. Meaning, like, let's say the Cybertruck comes here, and
if it gets in an accident,
and if it gets in an accident, it's covered under the robotaxi because that's not your fault that the technology didn't work. You were not at fault. You were not driving.
And we will also go and explain to St. Peter that when you're at the pearly gates, that even though you were driving the car and you were smoking a blunt while the robotaxi did everything and it killed a child, we will go there and we will explain to them that.
Well, no, if you're in the car, that's a different story. It's if the car's driving around picking up people for you, then you're not liable.
Well, see, I'm glad that they're going to be there to explain that for me because, see, I'm already messing up. I'm going to need Elon Musk's legal team to explain to heaven why my robo-taxi killed a baby and that it's actually not my fault because contract said that.
Yeah.
Even though I knew it was out there unmanned and
I'm sure
driving
God
around.
would understand that. It's like, dude, I made an investment. My bad. It's a bad investment.
Yeah.
God's like, hey, I have two of those things, man. Trust me.
If I plant a bunch of trees out in the woods and one of those tree branches having to kill somebody who's on a hike, am I going to get sued for that? No, it's on
planting
Mother
trees.
Nature. Mother Nature did it.
If you find the right lawyer, you bet your ass.
Who planted these trees?
You come to fucking Alonzo and BFI.
What is a truck? It's just minerals. It's natural.
That baby's living rent free in your belly. We will sue it now, and we will have it paid the second that it gets out of the womb. Once it starts collecting funds, we will. I don't know. But so when it comes to that whole multiverse thing, so I do like play around with a lot of things in my head just because. So
What do you mean play around?
just with just philosophies on how the world is or why we're here. You know what I mean? So it's like, obviously you can't, I mean, a lot of people do, they just have one, this is how it is. That's how it always, was and shit. And this book said so, or whatever. My parents said so, whatever. But, I think there definitely could be the multiverse thing. And with that, I do believe that, if that multiverse thing is true, then the reality that you are in, the one that you're perceiving, you probably won't die in it for whatever reason. I don't think that you probably die in your multiverse. I think that other people can die in your multiverse, but you can't, because then it would close out. It would close out that fucking thing, and then that would probably, what I mean? It's like, so if you're the one perceiving things, everything else is kind of rippling from you and creating all the multiverses from your actions.
This is one guy.
There has to be one. And if you're the one that's perceiving it, if you're the one that's doing that, then everything else is probably some kind of reflection or an echo of what you're doing, even though they don't necessarily perceive it, but they're just living in that wake or that echo. And it's more and they're just, they're more shadows or just NPCs in, like, so I'm an NPC in your thing like that. I'm kind of living in the wake of your reality.
Right.
And I may have probably only associating, or multiple me's are associating with multiple you's that either went left or right and stuff like that. So that's that one theory. It's called the James Bond theory, actually. It's where James Bond can do all these kinds of things but never get killed because so there's that theory.
Because he's the main guy of the simulation or whatever.
Yeah, he's the main character.
I think it's Madonna in our world. Madonna's the main. Yeah.
And then there's the other one.
All this suffering just so this bitch can fucking
Look like a tiger.
Thing, yeah. Look like a tiger. Fucking lioness bitch.
All right, so then you got the idea of reincarnation, which I think kind of makes a lot of sense because it goes with the whole laws.
It makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Well, I believe this because it says what they say: matter cannot be created nor destroyed.
That's probably my favorite because it's the most romantic one of being born again, and then like, oh man, I remember I was in these Greek ruins, even though I was born in Mexico.
Well, I don't know about all the whole memory kind of thing. I mean, there probably would be kind of shadows of memory, but I'm sorry to interrupt. Go on.
Isn't that a way, though, just to have a caste system? And like, well, the reason you're poor and shitty is because you were a piece of shit before. You know what I mean?
The Indians look at it like that, but not everybody.
why would you come back as something shitty if you weren't shitty?
Well, I don't think when it comes to reincarnation, it necessarily works like that. What I'm talking about is that matter can't be created or destroyed. So your spirit's probably more like a hermit crab. So once you die, whatever, it might not even be the whole
another
spirit.
thing.
Yeah, it might not even be the whole thing. It could just be pieces of it that just end up in different places like that. Then they create that. So that's what I think about the reincarnation. I'm thinking
just echoes of your joy and suffering,
or whatever. That might even not even keep all that. It could just be literally just whatever the life force is, whatever the electricity is, and stuff like that. And that could just be the piece of your soul or consciousness.
right? Because the brain has electricity, right? It runs. Yeah. It's like it runs on a battery, but
and it gives electrical impulses after you die too.
Right.
Yeah. So then there's that one. Then they also have the one that I think was made famous by Rick and Morty with where Rick has the battery that's run off of the entire universe. I do kind of go towards that more, especially if you kind of believe in a master creator and a master plan. Our existence is probably some kind of cog in his machine where it's like our great existence is probably just powering his light or his porch light or whatever, or the battery to his car, which kind of does go into a lot of these Abrahamic religions and stuff like that. And Yeah, so those are like these different things that I kind of play around with, and whether any of them are true or not like that. But it kind of gives me a little bit more of a I don't know, a peace when it comes to this kind of shit. Because I've had like people in my life that have like died and shit. So
Yeah.
when it comes to like religion and stuff, if I went by that, I'd be having to worry if they're fucking burning in hell. But it's like I think that's
Right.
kind of
Well,
silly.
I think we can all
we live in hell kind of thing. And also it's like when it comes to the reincarnation thing,
Or you live in heaven. There's some people who life is great. They feel like they're in heaven.
Oh, exactly. It really is a
like an
perception
Instagram
thing.
model.
No, I think a lot of them are living in hell.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting shit on by.
I think if you're dumb enough, you can be in heaven, even though you're not.
Or willfully ignorant, yes.
Or ignorance is bliss.
I think it's much simpler and darker than that. You don't see 9 billion lions or any other predators that are like that. But there's 9 billion of us. What else is there billions of? Chickens, cattle.
Yeah, but they
stuff
don't.
like
They
that.
don't. We
So
got to work in groups. That's why there's so many of them.
11, 12,000 years ago, there was the great harvest. And whoever's coming back, and they're going to do it again, they're going to harvest us all.
Oh yeah, no, that I
You mean
completely
like
believe
the
that.
aliens?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Or the people who live in the earth.
Well, where do you
Under
get the great
the ground.
harvest from? The mole people?
The mole people are going to come up and get us.
What is
These
that?
dumpy, short, fucking weirdos.
You got bigger. Fuck.
Or it could even be. What is the interesting thing too? It's like, do you think that an ant perceives a human as a human, or do you think he just sees him as like a tree that just is moving too fast, or something like that? You know, it's like.
No, I don't think they think that deeply.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, or whatever perception that they have about what a human is. Like you said, they probably don't think that deeply.
They have a
see-
bigger brain than us proportionally. The brain of an ant is 15% of the body.
Yeah,
The
but
weight of
what
it.
does that even mean?
Yeah, but
It's an
where's
ant.
their podcast, dude? I don't see them running any fucking cameras over here. You
They
show me
build,
that.
they build these intricate tunnels underground, and they can reach miles and miles, and they all have sex
Give me
with,
some sand. I'll
with
build a
one
tunnel
lady.
right now. I'll build a fucking tunnel.
See, people say that.
Yeah, that's what I never understood. Is like there's only one queen, so but who's pounding her out? You know, like is
there's
it
like four. There's a few ants
Studs?
doing it. So that's
some chads.
those are
Chads.
those are matriarchies. Those are all matriarchies. Every ant, and they're all warlike. What does that say?
Oh, but what I was saying about
fucking all propagandist? I mean, what does that say? Well, you know what you're saying, but you just leave it up to them to put it together. Like, oh yeah. I mean, what does that say about our government?
We all gotta fuck Hillary Clinton and go to war. Is that what we're saying?
But what I was saying about that is, it'd be interesting. Like, why wouldn't you think that maybe those entities aren't living here, and that maybe they're not harvesting our life? They're harvesting our sadness and our misery.
Well, the entertainment wise, it could be like Truman Show style.
Oh, not even that. I'm not even talking about like that. I mean, like when you say that things are getting whatever more toxic and stuff like that, it's they could, or they could not even be necessarily on this planet, but in some kind of closer dimension, and they're just feeding off of this negativity that we seem to be putting a lot of this work into creating.
So that goes into like the music that they put out. Apparently, it's something like 440 hertz or 400 hertz or some shit like that, which is a demonic frequency, and that's what is pumped into fucking
Well, it's not a
concerts.
demonic
And then-
frequency. It's the
Lower
lowest base chakra.
Yes.
It vibrates your basest chakra, which
Yeah.
is associated with some demonicness. But what it really is just associated with base instincts, which is associated with
Your animal
sexuality,
instincts.
violence, stuff like that, lust, jealousy and stuff. So
How do you figure that?
it's just what the fucking Indians say. They believe in these things called chakras, and I think there's 7 of them or something.
So in the
Like Indians from India.
like in the 50s and 60s, they were doing all those LSD trips and everything, and they
Right.
were testing music on people, and what they found was that they're able to basically hypnotize people with certain frequencies. And like, for example, when they did what's it called, that big festival back in the 60s, what's it called?
Woodstock?
Woodstock. Okay, so they did Woodstock, right? But then they did Woodstock in 99. And Woodstock in 99 was like Korn, Limp Bizkit, all these like crazy, like
The greatest.
heavy metal, you know what I mean? Like but real angry music.
Yeah.
And there was, people were burning shit. They were raping. He already said it. So they were doing all this horrible. I mean, granted, the place didn't have their shit together, but I'm pretty sure that
right.
you know,
It didn't help that this was very dark, angry music.
break your fucking face tonight. Give me something to break. And then it's just a bunch of teens breaking shit.
But
Yeah.
I mean, what's interesting though is a lot of that people kind of already knew that instinctually too, because if you look at these African tribes and all that, what do they mostly listen to? It's this rhythmic bass drum music, and that's what is good to that lower chakra kind of stuff.
Well, it's like a good war beat. You know what I mean? That you go to war to it. That's what it brings out your animal instinct.
So
to
what does
go
that?
fight,
So
your
what does that
fight or
mean?
flight.
That God is like the God sound is like some fucking violin or
Well, so the way they do it, there's different types of frequencies that you're supposed to play. Like, I want to be more confident. I'm gonna play this. I want to be more whatever in tune with this. And
You can't
play
even
certain-
hear the highest frequency.
You can't. Yeah. But I mean, what I will say is that the devil's music is way better than any of the other frequencies I've heard.
there's more. It's more realistic. There's more pain in it.
Yeah, it makes you feel something.
No, I mean, there's
Yeah.
actually thought put into it. Because here's the thing: it's like, well, I mean, not thought, but
Feeling.
well, let's put it this way: the devil is the well, whatever. We're going into this thing. It's he is supposed to be the angel of music. You know what I mean? So
The
that's
Pied Piper.
well,
Oh no, he was like the band director for the worship.
well,
But he was fucking all the other angels. And
well,
kicked him
Well,
out.
I mean, it never says that.
in church, you're not actually supposed to have instruments. You're only supposed to use your voice. It's like using stringed instruments and stuff like that is like an affront to God. Like if you, it's like,
Shit, we had a mariachi band.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of these people don't even realize they're letting in these like. I'm not even saying that that's wrong, but I'm just saying if you want to go by
Or true.
you know, the way that they actually do that, it's a very easy way to infiltrate this stuff. It's like, hey, the only reason that we need to bring a band in here is because we need to save the children. They're out going to these rock bands. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's how the devil gets in there. See, you ever heard the story about the devil's most valuable tools? Long story short, the most valuable tool is the wedge. And he wouldn't sell it because the wedge is how the devil gets in.
Wait,
He
what's
just-
the wedge?
a wedge is like a wedge. And what you do, you know, it's
Just like a regular wedge?
yeah, like if you're trying to
Like a doorstop, you mean?
yeah, but people used to use them to like get through wood and all that. Like it's kind of like an axe, I guess. It
Just
might be a
an
better.
axe head that you hit with a hammer?
Yeah, exactly. That's what a wedge would be back in the day and stuff. But before they invented the axe.
He's basically the devil to split
Before
in
somebody
half.
figured out, like, why don't I just tie it to a fucking stick?
What's that little thing where it's like, hey, you know, I'm not smoking crack, I'm doing coke, and then it's like, well, I'm not.
Who says that?
Who could ever say that? It's like, hey, I'm smoking crack, but at least I'm not shooting it up.
A man that likes to look on the bright side of things. That's who.
This meth pipe's half full.
That's why I'm
I'm more
gonna
of
hit
a
it
meth
again.
pipe is half full kind of guy.
And then it's like, yeah, I might be shooting it up, but you know, at least I'm paying for it. You know? And then it's like, at least I didn't kill nobody when I got this fix. All right, you know, it's a victimless crime.
You know, my mom still has her VCR.
And you keep telling her, hey, mom, your VCR's still there. That's cool, right?
You ever watch fucking Requiem for a Dream?
Oh, yes.
They
a
keep on
long
stealing
time
her
ago.
fucking TV, so she has to chain it
Yes.
down. Ma, why would you do this, Ma? You know, why would you do this to me?
2003 or 2004. That's when I saw it.
Fuck, I was such. I like I said, I watched
That's
a
a
movie,
pretty rowdy movie, dude.
and I didn't realize it because I watched it like a comedy until I had just gotten out of juvenile hall. Like I'd only been to there one time. And it was over some stupid shit. I'm not like a. It was. I'll tell you why I went to juvenile hall. I
Wait, let us guess. I'm gonna go bomb threat.
nah. It was legit stupid. You would never guess what it was. It was a legit retarded.
Joyriding.
No, it's like
You stole a candy bar.
basically. It was
I got it.
no, but it wasn't that exactly. What I did was I took a water. I asked for a water cup at Subway, and then I filled up with soda.
Dude, they put you in the can over that shit?
Man, if anybody ever tells you about white privilege and you tell them that story, it's like, what happened? Huh? Where were you at when that happened?
Whoa. How did it escalate to like, hey, man, you can't do that to like, woo.
I was being a dick.
Oh,
Oh, you got mouthy with people and they just
Well,
exercise their...
Yeah, they exercised the
Technical
law.
right, yeah.
Exactly. Technically, I guess I am breaking the law. But what happened was, like I said, I was being a real piece of shit. Not that I still am not, but the manager came out of the bathroom, but I didn't realize it was the manager because she wasn't in her uniform, and she was like giving me lip. And I just laughed in her face. And then I was like, hey, later. And then I said by name the person that was working there. And so the manager was like, who was that? They know you by name. You must know them and all that. And so then they gave them my name, and then they called the cops and gave them my name. And I wasn't very popular in town already.
That was the last straw. Anything that happens.
Funny story, actually. My brother got arrested.
Sheriff Grady's been having it out for me. I gave him all the excuse with that cup.
I got there's a whole different story for that one, but funny on this one, my brother actually got arrested the same day within like the same hour for something completely different.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So
What did he do?
He was picking up some weed from like the town over with one of his friends. I'm not gonna name the name, but they were driving back into like our small dry county, going like 110 with weed on them and shit.
Now that, yeah,
for some reason, and then
That's pretty stupid.
yeah, so then they got arrested. So we're all in the same like county cell together, and then we all get taken to juvie together.
Is that how you remember? Is it true that somebody had weed on them and decided to go 110 miles an hour?
No, it was just we were all teens. You know what I mean? We're all like, I think I was like, shit, I must have been just like 16. You know, I must have probably just turned 16 or something like that, or just about to be 17. You know, like just that little thing. But
yeah,
no, it was they went to go get weed, and then they were driving way too fast back into town. They got pulled over, and they smelled the weed, and then they and also, whenever you came back into Salem Springs from another place, and you were like our age, you know, and you looked that way, they would search the car no matter what. Because 9 times out of 10 they'd find something just because they just would, just because everybody was smoking weed and shit.
Yeah,
like, honestly, if you did that
it's
to
a small town,
and if you did that to the adults, you probably would have found the same thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like it was just the kids doing it.
Wait, nobody went and bought weed from somewhere else, brought it back and sold it there at your town?
No, people used to actually. But the trick was, I don't want to give away all the games, so because people are probably still doing it. So never mind. But yeah, no, people would and all that, but
You
they
gotta
just
shove it in your ass, is what you.
yeah, no, there was different ways, but then they started to do that. Like, so people actually used to grow it up in the mountains because they used to live like
gotta hide it in your eye of raw. You know what I mean?
No, people used to grow it up in the mountains and shit until they got the heat-seeking cameras and stuff, and then that kind of shut that down. So yeah, because we used to have a lot of mountains. People would just go and they'd grow it, and then they just go collect it, you know. And then yeah, there was a lot of just different stuff like that, or people would. I want to get into the thing, but like I said, there's a lot of people.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Nobody's gonna go like, well,
You know what you could do?
Henry
No,
did
it's whatever.
that.
It's,
You know what they could do? Because like the way they find you is if you're on the electrical grid and you're pulling a lot of power,
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
think like, oh, you're growing something. But if they come to your house and you're like, no, I just got a bunch of crypto miners. See, I'm mining a bunch of crypto. But if you only plugged them in as soon as they got there, and then when they leave, you unplug them all and you go
But
back.
wouldn't you have to like invest an enormous amount of money into the
That's
miners?
expensive.
Just as like
It depends how much weed you're
when
growing.
like a fucking savana would work.
Okay, like if you were growing something.
then wouldn't you have to turn off those lights, or then wouldn't it be even bigger? Wouldn't it be like doubly big unless you?
No, you're not running the miners the entire time. The miners are just there for when the cops get there.
But then you got to
and
turn off the lights for the weed, and then turn
Well,
on
the
the
weed are
miners.
in a completely different room, so they're not in the same room. You just have to show why are you using so much power.
Mm-hmm.
This is why.
But don't you think that they're gonna like first off, if they actually come to your house, don't you think they're gonna smell the weed when they're in there looking at your computer shit? Secondly,
Well, no. It's gonna be in a completely different area where you can't smell it, you can't see it. I'm not saying this house, my house.
know what I hate about this? There's gonna be people in the comments going, "Why is Alonzo being a dick to Josh? He's just trying to be smart and explain you how you can fucking grow your weed." And every time I get in an argument with Josh, I read the comments. Who's this fucking asshole talking to Josh like that? So yeah, you know what? That's a genius idea, Josh. You're right. Fucking genius.
You just need to have a reason for why you're pulling so much power. That's the reason. And you don't have to buy a lot of miners.
You know what the reason is? I'm a fucking American and I like to use a lot of power.
What's it to you? Well, they're gonna find out what we do anyway within a couple, like maybe like within 10 years, everybody's gonna know exactly, like readily, but like widely acceptable. Like, oh yeah, Sears found out, or Sears. I don't even think Sears still exists. But Walmart is gonna find out where you've been, and it's gonna be totally okay for Walmart to check up on where
They
you're at.
already do, Raul.
No, but I'm saying it's gonna be socially acceptable. Stupid.
It already is.
No, I'm not talking. It's gonna be socially acceptable, or even you. Like, even people that look into what the government is doing, you're just like people that didn't know about smartphones. They were like, dude, one of these days they're going to use the internet to surveil us. Even they use phones now.
Right.
And there was a time where they were sounding the alarm like, dude, we can't have people tracking us. But now it's become so like, you have to have one.
Yeah, NSA spying on you.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, well, yeah, they do that.
Yeah. People are just going to go, yeah, it's just what we, this is how far we've come now.
Here's my new, how can I put it? Not thesis, this is what I'm trying, right? Because I don't think technology is inherently evil, right? It's how we use it. So if it's constantly listening to you, if you're constantly talking horrible shit, then that's what's going to pull up. If I'm constantly talking about looking at Pornhub or just titty after titty after pussy, just buttholes all spread. If you're just looking at that, a gape, maybe half a gape, you know what I mean? If you're just watching that, then of course. But if you're like, and I've been trying this lately, like talking about, man, this is what I want to do in my business. This is what I want to do in comedy. And now I'm getting like stuff pop up about business. This is how you should run a business. This is how Louis C.K., when he was a younger comic, this is how he came. And it's just videos that pop
him
up
jacking
now.
off?
Of him jacking off. I'm like, God, like, this is how I do it. But it's like that's his sex magic. I was like, that's how you do it.
It was working until it stopped working. He did one too many.
Well, he's back at Madison Square Garden.
This all sounds very The Secret-ish.
It is.
Here's my thing about this. I like how fucking Josh is like, and then I manifested through my phone. No, it's fucking listening to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's spying on you.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm trying to.
So instead of my phone training me, I'm training my phone to show me positive things and what I want and how to achieve those things.
I want my master to bring me my bowl of food.
Yes, thank you. Woo, there we go. You got it, Raul. You summed it up.
They bring me food all the time. It's like I'm the fucking king here.
You're like a cat. You're a cat.
You're like putting your feet up in the cell. I get fed.
Yes.
By some chump.
You're a cat, though. It's like, I own this. You don't own the house. But the cat thinks it's owns the house.
People are just catching on right now. I saw somebody on Twitter going like, hey, what the hell? Like, you can own a house, but you still got to keep paying taxes? It's like, yeah, dude, I knew that fucking 5 years ago.
You don't own any. Yeah.
And I'm late,
And that's why they're trying to convince everybody.
I learned that, dummy, I learned that 5 months ago.
Yeah.
You're like an idiot.
That's why they're trying to convince everybody. Like, you have these billionaires come out like Elon Musk, like, I don't even own a house. I rent everything. And now it's becoming like, you shouldn't own anything. It's bad to own stuff. You should just rent.
No, but they do it for practical purposes.
Yes.
They don't do it for like, I just don't want to have anything tie me down.
Oh, no, it's because if you sue them, it's just like, well, I don't have the money. It's in a trust.
Yeah.
The trust is owned by this, and this is owned by that.
I don't own anything. I don't even own a house. What are you going to sue me for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Elon Musk says, I don't have a house. Like, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a house. It just means nothing is under my name.
Yeah.
I have actually 75 houses I can stay at.
So basically,
but
billionaires are just doing what gang members have always been doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And taking it out in their mom's house. That's my mama name.
They can't wiretype.
Their mama's the corporation. But now corporations are people. Businesses are people.
They've been people though for a minute though.
Yeah, they have. But like when I first heard that, I thought
That's the most dystopian fucking thing.
Right?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of this shit sounds dystopian but that's just the way that our legal system works. Our legal system's almost more dystopian than not that's the legal system, just the system in general, man. Like it is so funny when us stupid ass comedians that you know what I mean didn't really actually learn anything. We just smoke weed and watch clips and all that. We like talking about how the world should really work, but yeah, it's really fucking complicated. When you start actually like looking into it.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like,
which is why I refuse to like try to come up with solutions to the world's problem. It's because like, no, somebody's supposed to be getting paid to do that. Like
right?
It takes like to sit there and like try to come up with something. You need to be getting paid for that shit because it's difficult to come up with shit. I know. I write jokes. It takes a long time.
Well, why solutions? You don't need to have. You're not going to create the solution. Like in my head, I'm not smart enough to create the solution. It's just how can I use what they're doing to me and flip it and use it to better myself or my situation.
Right.
So it's just taking, the lemons make lemonade or whatever bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
I can hang my clothing off these bars.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm so exactly. But as long as I'm at peace with it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like his cell looks like shit. Look at my cell. You want to come in my cell? It
Clean
looks
as
dope.
fuck.
Like, yeah. People are jealous of my cell.
I ain't turning nobody out in that cell.
Exactly. Got all these beautiful high art pieces that I drew.
I want to get I know this is a completely different topic, but I just want to get onto something maybe that would be fun. But I want to get a pet. But I live in an apartment, so I want to get something that I don't, feel bad about confining to the cage that I chose. To
Oh, right. The cage that I chose.
Yeah, I'm
It's
proud.
gotta
of.
have to be in a cage within my cage.
Yeah.
What did you decide on?
Pac-Man frog.
What is that?
It's so dope. Look it up. It's like
Pac-Man frog.
it's my
Well, I
favorite.
guess they already have the little.
Yeah, it's my favorite fucking thing. It's so cool. First off, yeah, look at him,
Whoa! Look at that thing.
dude.
It
First,
does look like a Pac-Man.
Oh, this is like from Futurama.
Dude,
yeah, Hypnotoad.
Yeah,
Hypnotoad.
Okay, so first off,
Oh shit!
Which
Yeah,
one
it
you
does
get?
look like it.
probably so go up to the top.
This has got to be the most adorable
So that
little thing,
thing,
I've ever
but it's
seen.
gonna look like it's gonna kind of look albino. It's gonna be like pinkish.
Oh,
Yeah, with like it's gonna be like light.
Images.
Yeah, actually go to Josh's Frogs. I can show you the exact one I want to get. I think.
is it joshsfrogs.com?
Some shit like that. Just Google Josh's Frogs. He's like the main guy, or maybe it's like just Josh's
Damn,
Frogs. It could
those
be
are
Josh's
listening, bro.
Reptiles. Click. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So the cool thing about just look for frogs, Pac-Man frogs, and I forgot people can see this, so I don't gotta totally kill dead air. People can be watching as well.
Out of stock.
Yeah, but not that one. They have a bunch of them.
Out of stock.
Yeah, you're looking at that's a shitty one. I wouldn't even buy that frog if you gave it to me. Yeah, scroll down. Just Pac-Man frogs. There you go. Now scroll down.
People actually
There you go.
buy
That one.
frogs.
This one?
Yeah, the apricot.
Apricot, Pac-Man frog.
Yeah. There you go. That
Ugh.
motherfucker.
$49.99.
Yeah. So this is the cool thing about them. So you can have like a tank about like this big form, right? Like
Yeah.
this big.
What do you feed it?
Oh,
Flies?
dude, this is the wildest shit. Okay, you want to see some real wild shit? I don't even like to watch this
Crickets.
because I love animals. Look up Pac-Man frog feeding on YouTube. These fuckers will eat anything that is slightly smaller than them, including other frogs. Like they eat mice, snakes, fucking
What?
birds. Yeah,
Ugh.
they eat fucking anything. They're
That's a rat.
yeah, dude. So these things are scary as shit. Like,
Wait, they're bigger than I thought then.
well, they can get kind of big. Yeah, for sure. So the cool thing about these Pac-Man frogs is first off, they're angry as shit. They're constantly mad.
Really?
Yeah, but all they
Wow.
do is they just chill in the dirt. They just dig themselves into the dirt and they just chill there constantly until something walks by them that they eat it, and then they just chill in the dirt some more, and then they just get angry.
So this guy keeps it in a bucket.
No, just to feed it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he has a good cage for it. I would hope so because they need a nice little cage
So
and
he's gonna
shit.
eat the, just show him.
Yeah.
You can eat this mouse. Look at this big ass fucking thing. Look like Jabba the Hutt.
Imagine how scary that would be too, dude. Because
He
it has
doesn't
the
notice
deadest
it.
eyes.
He doesn't notice it.
Yeah, no, because they're fucking retarded, dude. They're just angry, hungry killing machines. But they're
He's
also
putting two.
oh
And
shit.
the other one's like, hey, dude, this is not a rock. This is not a rock. It
Yeah.
moves.
Oh God.
Nah,
It's
this is a rock, dude. Oh shit, it's
plastic.
not a rock. It
Ugh.
has a shorter tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it like trying to play dead? Like I'm just chilling.
Look how fat he is, though. That's why he can't move that fast.
Yeah. It feels like this is.
He
Oh,
just keeps
another
on-
one.
There you go.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
See,
feed it
this is
rats though, because I
macabre.
actually like rats and mice and stuff. But I don't mind feeding it
This is
some
macabre,
nightcrawler.
Of
dude.
course, the white one gets killed right away. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Man, that mouse got big balls. Look.
Yo, he does got some fucking some hangers.
Damn,
Big old nutsack.
That's why he was going right to the frog. Man, fuck you.
Tyrannosaurus nuts.
What, you pussies afraid of this little bitch right here?
Look, I mean, think about it. The nuts are as big as the feet.
That's as big as a frog, dude.
You pretty big ass nuts.
About to choke on them bitches. Choke on my big
this is
nuts.
gross.
Frog.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. I can't watch this shit because I was looking at it and I was watching the video and they put one frog in front of the other frog. I'm like, oh, dope, they're friends. And then it does. I'm like, no, I didn't know that. And then every time I try to look at the thing, because I try to look at like, because I want to make a terrarium because I wanted to get a terrarium even before I had the animals because I want to have like some plants and some little bugs that I can look at. Yeah. And you can have a Pac-Man frog in there, and then the little bugs actually make the soil like you don't have to clean it as much because they clean up the refuse and take care of the mold and stuff.
Oh, this is messed up.
You're gonna have a box of dirt with animals in it, and you don't think it's gonna be dirty?
This is messed up.
Because these things, they're real fucking clean. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, get it. I thought that he was gonna get killed. Thank God he got that thing.
It bit him. It bit him in the inside of his mouth.
Yeah, but it's a hornet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it stung him in the inside of his mouth.
Better not kill that fucker. That would really piss me off. Get him.
This is more like animal cruelty, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the first one was
they're basically fighting.
The first one was animal cruelty.
Like he gets him in and then bah, ow, fuck are you?
Yeah, but that's some cosmic justice. I'm sure he got some motherfuckers.
Get away from me.
Oh, nice.
Not eat. 10 minutes later, I'm hungry.
Yeah, right. They are mindless.
They are fat fucks.
I guess I'll eat them.
And this dude's flipping out. He knows he just barely survived. He's fucking wrecked too. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dying. Are they poisonous?
What, those frogs? No. You can buy some poisonous ones though.
Maybe he crushed something.
Oh, dude, do you want to get some poison frogs and we can make poison arrows and we can start killing people?
Jesus.
For my gang?
Oh, he still didn't eat it.
Elbow.
Imagine.
Oh, no, he did.
Imagine we killed some of my ops with a poison frog. Nobody would see it coming.
I think eventually they'd understand where the poison.
Yeah, I think they cut. These detectives, man, they're wily.
Yeah.
I'd be like, did he let anybody let him play with a frog before he died?
They'll find a way to find your pubic hair on your ops.
Oh, one needs an octopus.
Especially my ops.
I'm gonna like watch a bunch of these. Oh, that's sad. Piranhas eat rat.
I don't want to see that. I like rats. I like rats.
Frog.
Some of these people are just sick.
Pac-Man frog
Sick
versus
fucks.
Pac-Man frog.
Oh, don't. I don't want to see the frog lose to the frog. But yeah, they'll just see. That's why they're loners. You can't even have them with other ones because they'll fucking eat them.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't like
There's
each
a
other?
little one.
Well, it's not that they don't. It's not even a thing about like. They're just mindless eaters, dude. They
Yeah.
just see. They'll eat. They'll try to eat you. Like they'll jump at you, even though they're. And the funny thing. Oh, dude. Hey, look
They're
up how they
just trying
sound. Okay, they actually sound adorable. Look up Pac-Man frog screaming or something like that.
Oh, you can hear them. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't want to hear them screaming in terror. I want them to be. I want to see Pac-Man frog. Yes, screaming. Yeah, there you go. Not okay. Fine.
He's trying to bite him.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that though. See, if I had my Pac-Man frog, I would never be doing what you're supposed to do. You never touch him unless you have like the lizard things. But I would never do that except to take him out of the tank to clean it. I would just let him chill in his dirt like he wants to, because that's all they'll do. They'll just chill in that dirt just forever until they get out and take a shit.
It's adorable because of how small it is, but that's like a 40-foot fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like it is adorable, but if you're like smaller than that thing, imagine it's dead eyes and it's giant and just
face.
no fear, just jumping at you with that giant fucking mouth.
And I wonder what its insides do to you. Like it's acid or
I don't know.
stomach.
I gotta look into that.
I mean, it's eating rats, so I can imagine his insides are probably made to process that kind of shit.
And they look so fucking fragile. Like you could just step on them. You know, I'm sure you
They look
could.
kind of
but-
gross, to be honest with you. They look like a pair of nuts themselves.
Have you ever seen?
really do.
Have you ever seen a praying mantis? What is that?
A praying mantis?
Pinky moves the
Pinky's
Pac-Man
a baby rat or
after being eaten.
mouse.
No, there was it was what was it? A praying mantis eating a
Nasty motherfucker.
eating a
What? It's
a
mate?
hummingbird. It was eating a
Oh,
hummingbird.
I saw that. That was a cool video.
That was crazy.
That tripped me the fuck. I was like, is that real?
I think I saw that, but I can't remember it.
Yeah,
they're pretty savage.
It was on. It was like it was a bird feeder, and the praying mantis was just standing on the bird feeder, and then like caught it, and then just held it for a while, and as soon as it stopped moving, it started eating, like sticking its head in the body and like eating.
Did you hear the audio though?
The kid? Yeah, he's like, no. no. And then they go outside. And he's like, oh, that's cool. Look how cool that looks.
No, but I thought it was the little. I think if you listen to it, I think it's the sister that's saying no. And then they go out, and then it's the brother.
Brother's like, cool.
Yeah. That's what I got from it. I could have misremembered it because that's true. I didn't know praying mantises had it like that.
Yeah.
One time I was
Pretty savage, dude.
I used to smoke.
I mean, they eat their own.
Dude, no, honestly, and I feel like a little bit like I dodged one because I was my parents had a garage outside. I used to smoke weed over there, and I'd have my computer. So sometimes, nature calls. I'm gonna jack off a little bit.
Yeah.
Fucking praying mantis comes right at me on my fucking wang and shit like that.
Oh, I could take that thing.
Yeah. No, I'm not so sure, dude. I could have fucking lost it.
No, that's what I'm saying. The praying mantis saw your dick was like, oh, I got this shit. What is that?
Easy win.
Is that a little bird?
That's like half a hummingbird. What's that, a hummingbird baby over there?
I don't even know why I'm on. I'm gonna let my little homies ride up on you. Dude, that is scary as fuck,
It
actually.
was super scary, dude, because I'm like all into it. And I got my headphones on. You know what I mean? So I'm like really into the moment. Then
Got
just
his
green
Edward Scissorhands fucking thing going on.
Because it's just a green blur coming at you, right? And then you're like, what the fuck?
And then the praying mantis just thought,
Yeah, like it's mocking me. Like, come on.
hurry up and jack off.
Shim shim.
Man, imagine if I fucking bust like a fucking with the nut and just like knocked it out of the sky. Nobody would believe me either. Nobody would believe me.
Praying mantis just stuck to the wall.
That would be the only way. Like, yeah.
I gotta take a picture with it. And then you'll be like selfie.
Fuck the shit out of this praying mantis.
Oh yeah. Now the tables are
And I'm
turned.
still alive, by the way.
Now for round 2. Finish it.
Pretty savage fucking things, man.
That's nature, though, man.
I've seen them eating each other, but that's about it.
After they made or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that I used to have a bit about that. That I know there's a good way to do it, but it's also just so hack. I see a lot of open micers do something similar, but it's basically like, so if you're like a dude praying mantis, do you know that's gonna happen, or like or
Right.
or are you like, I'm gonna be different?
Yeah,
You know,
I think she likes me.
Yeah, or it's like you go walk into the house and you see all like the praying mantis heads on the wall, the dudes, and you're like, man, they must have fucked up.
I think what happens is they have sex and she immediately goes, I'm pregnant. And he's like, fucking kill me.
See, and that's why I don't do it, because that's the funnier joke right there. That reminds me of the George Carlin joke where, you ever heard that one where it's two guys, it's like, hey man, I heard you went out with Sally last night. How'd it go? Was she a good girl? And it's like, he's like, yeah, she was a good girl. We had sex, then she got pregnant. Then she told me she got pregnant and jumped out the window. And he's like, oh, she's a real good girl.
Oh shit.
Fucking Carlin, man.
I haven't heard that one.
That's off his AM FM album. So I think that's the only one that. So I only saw old, like maybe his last special. I don't even think I've ever watched the whole thing. He's not my thing. He's obviously genius. He's like got shit that's good. But
they made fun of him, right? Like he became like a running, like almost like, not I want to say Dane Cook at one point, but they made fun. Like Bill Burr talks about going to see him in '88, and he had just started comedy. He's like, oh, like they went there to make fun of him. Like, look at this guy's gonna tell his old like little rhymey ass jokes, and then he like at that time switched it up to what Carlin is more in the '90s, and that was the first time he did that.
Well,
and smashed, and they were like, oh shit, this is not what we thought it was. Why the fuck were we making fun of this guy?
Yeah.
Like he's a hack or something.
Well, it's interesting. If you so that album I was talking about, the AM FM album, you should check it out. The first part of it is his clean stuff and his old stuff, and then the other side, the FM album, is his dirty stuff, his new stuff.
Is that the one he did at Carnegie Hall?
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
But it's cool. I just like the concept of that, you know, and it's early and stuff, and then you can actually really see the transition. And I think that's the only like full thing that I ever heard of Carlin, and that's where I heard that joke from, is that album.
If you watch all, like every comedian that's, like from Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle, all the greats, Chris Rock, and you watch them, of course, when they first started, it's completely different. There's only one comic I ever seen that it's the same thing all from the beginning. Dick Gregory. If you watch Dick Gregory, his 50s stuff is the same as his 70s delivery. And that wasn't because, oh, well, you're doing something 20 years ago. No, he was conversational humor all the way back then.
Yeah, well, if you like, I mean, he's also just been like, yeah, if you listen to Dick Gregory now and you're like, man, this guy's like just saying some crazy shit. Because like he doesn't even really do jokes. He just kind of like, Dick Gregory is like what Paul Mooney wants to be.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that's pretty much what he is. He just like says some crazy
Not
shit.
only him, but
What does Dick Gregory look like? I've never.
He looks like a fucking old black.
Well, he passed away
dude.
now.
Is he?
But,
When did he die?
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
He made it past a century?
I'm not even.
That's
There he goes. Yeah.
I think he ran for president once too.
I listened to his early stuff, and yeah, exactly. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. He's like very just out there, kind of.
But it was what's the one they always talk about that got arrested all the time? Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Lenny Bruce, and it's like this guy was doing it better than Lenny Bruce.
Well, it's like I doubt it was, but it kind of felt a little stream of consciousness. You kind of had that stream of consciousness style.
But at that time, that nobody was doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was him when he first came out on TV. And there's there's an old one. I don't know what he's on, but he's smoking a cigarette.
I don't even think Dick Gregory. Here's the thing, and this is.
I had heard the name. I just couldn't put a face on it.
Maybe I need to re-listen.
I didn't even know he did stand up.
I like Dick Gregory, but I don't think he's the funniest dude. But yeah,
he's not the funniest dude. But I'm saying like,
I gotta appreciate the history and stuff.
The fact that they give so much to
Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce.
Yeah.
When Lenny Bruce talked about it and read newspaper. And I'm not taking anything away from him, but Dick Gregory actually tried to do something about it. I'm gonna run for president. And you see him here with like Muhammad Ali and other civil rights leaders. You know, so he was like really trying, and Lenny Bruce was more about Lenny Bruce.
In my opinion, though, a lot of these comedians here were kind of like the beginning of like this whole hack shit. Because once I started to really get into like old school comedy, like I don't think there's really anybody funnier than W.C. Fields. You ever heard of W.C. Fields? Oh shit! So W.C. Fields, he started off as a juggler, and he was a world-class juggler. He used to tour around the world with like Harry Houdini and all
This guy?
them. Yeah,
I've seen him before.
yeah. So that dude is literally one of the funniest dudes. I'll have to send you some stuff like that. But also Mae West. Mae West is one of the funniest chicks ever and stuff. And theirs came from the same thing. They came from vaudeville.
A lot of those did.
Well, that's where stand-up started in the vaudeville.
And back then, you used to actually have to have an act and stuff. Like you can't just go up there and just stream consciousness and shit. And I bet your ass if fucking W.C. Fields did.
You were basically just the in between acts. Like you're the MC. You were just an MC.
I think there might have been a difference. Like the vaudeville ones. Like what was it? Mom's Mabley, right? Like if you see a Dick Gregory and Mom's Mabley are completely two different sides of the coin. You know what I mean? Where she's slapstick, and if Dick Gregory looks at that, I don't know what he thought about it. He probably respected her, but I'm saying it's like he wouldn't be caught dead doing some type of comedy like that.
Well, he was the best of both worlds because since he was a juggler, he could do the physical comedy, but he was also just razor sharp. He has some of like the funniest just lines. Like I'll send you some stuff of him because I don't need to sit here and just like watch W.C. Fields clips. But I highly suggest if anybody's interested in watching like old classic comedy, this dude, he was doing comedy, but when there was silent film era.
Yeah.
And then when it came to talkies, like most actors lost their job because their voice didn't match their thing. He was like one of the first ones where it took off because his voice was so wow. He's like and he's so fucking funny, dude. Like, and he's the first like alcoholic misanthrope, he's always chasing chicks, hated kids, you know, just smoking cigars and fucking drinking whiskey, and he's just
definitely looks like he didn't like kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the
like
character.
All those
That was the character.
old white guys that drank scotch.
Daddy Daycare? That's the one Eddie Murphy did.
Yeah, well,
I think it's Eddie Murphy. Yeah, it's a remake apparently. Daddy Daycare.
It could also just be the name of the title, but also it could be a remake of the of one of the classic skits and stuff. Okay, so I want to watch that. So
Jesus,
I'm really into W.C. Fields, but he only has like which one? Oh, the black guy. Oh,
no, the puppet.
Yeah, well,
The The black guy? What black guy? The puppet thing.
Yeah. Well, that's
What, this gentleman over here?
what, are you guys just gonna treat him differently because he's black? Is that what it is? There's racism over here. But I forget. That's God damn it! I should know this. But so that dude, W.C. Fields, and it's on the tip of my tongue, but he's a famous ventriloquist. Otto and George from the Cellar Crew, probably hugely inspired by that guy. But they used to have a big radio feud, like radio comedy feuds started with W.C. Fields and that dude. And then they made a movie together kind of based off, not based off the feud, but based off of their banter back and forth and the people that really liked it. Yeah, no, this dude was such a G. He got blackballed by Hollywood. The reason that you don't hear about W.C. Fields like you do about Charlie Chaplin is because he was so against the system, and his stuff is still like, if you watch W.C. Fields stuff like today, not only does it still hold up, you see a lot of tropes that people still use now, and you see where they came from. They came from this dude, and they came from a lot of his old like comedy and stuff, just like premises and things like that. And a lot of his movies, they aren't like, there's not like necessarily a structural narrative. It's kind of just a series of funny things that kind of like fall into each other, kind of like a Mr. Show sketch with just the thinnest narrative, just to kind of to keep it all together. So it's kind of hard to describe because it is like early comedy. It's early.
Wasn't Charlie Chaplin before him?
It's about the same time. They used to perform together. So Charlie Chaplin was way more famous, and he had a way more. Man, I dig Charlie Chaplin's style a lot when it comes to making films. I really wish they would have worked together.
Apparently,
that would have been amazing.
his Charlie Chaplin's son used to gangbang Marilyn Monroe with his friend.
I mean, he must have been rich. Charlie Chaplin was insanely rich.
Yeah, it was on that movie Blondie. Yeah.
Well, they always take artistic liberties.
There's a scene where
with their gangbangs.
They double team her, and I was just like, I just figured I saw it the second time. I was like, oh, they both went in at the same time.
Oh wow,
that's what it was.
In the same place?
No. One in front, one in back. But I was just like, oh, he must have a huge. And then the second time, I was like, oh, okay,
It's DP.
yeah.
Oh, that's a DP.
Yeah.
That's a director of photography right there.
You thought they were both cramming in there?
I know. I saw it.
No, he first thought that the guy just had such a big one that she was like, but then he didn't like, he was too naive, to the ways.
Because I didn't study it because the first time I watched it, I was watching it with my wife. So I wasn't like staring at her like, what? So it was just
right. You were probably like grabbing yourself, like, huh?
Grabbing yourself.
Why would I grab myself?
Oh my God, titties!
I would grab her.
Baby, grab me right now.
You want to grab it, or you want it to grab you?
What are we gonna do about this over here?
Grab me like a praying mantis would.
Oh, funny story though. So W.C. Fields and Errol Flynn, I think is his name. I'm reading his book right now. It's called My Wicked, Wicked Ways. But when one of their friends died, either way, one of their friends died, and they broke into the morgue and stole his body and went out and partied with him one last time. It's a famous story, and that's what Weekend at Bernie's is supposedly based off of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's based off of these fuckers. So yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Old Hollywood is fucking
dark
dope.
sense of humor.
But it was the 50s. You could do that back then.
It was like the 30s, but yeah.
Hey, let me get that body real quick. Let me get that body. What? The stock market crashed. Everybody's poor. Give me the body.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they probably played it off like his family need to see him.
Oh
one
yeah,
last
that was during the
time.
Depression, right?
Yeah.
And they were rich.
Nobody cared that there was a corpse being carried around from bar to bar.
Well, I mean, you have to keep in mind how rich these dudes were. You know what I mean?
Compared to everybody else. Yeah.
And also where they used to party, because like W.C. Fields and Errol Flynn and a couple of these dudes, like the only reason they partied is just because they were like the only dudes in Hollywood that were like just didn't give a fuck. You know, I mean, they were like bad boys before they got to Hollywood, and then they're just like, now we have money, we can really fucking take this.
That boozer fucking nose.
Yeah,
it gets all.
There's a great line where it's like the kid's making fun of his nose, and the mom's like, "Oh, don't make fun of his nose. You'd love to have a nose like that full of nickels, wouldn't you?" Shit like that. It's just stupid. Dude, he's so fucking funny. Let me see if I can find. I'm trying to think of just like one quick clip that would be funny for W.C. Fields. Just look up W.C. Fields on YouTube.
Well, okay. Let me ask, how old is he here? Is he like 35 years old?
Like in the 60s, no?
No, fuck, he didn't live that
30.
long. That shit, dude, that's probably 50s, probably late 40s, early 50s, maybe. Yeah, W.C. Fields. Just look him up on YouTube. Let me see if there's anything quick that I can kind of just so you can kind of get the taste of the dude in your mouth.
So he was born 1880. Okay, so he was in his 50s in the movies here. So that makes sense. All right. He doesn't look
In
too
his
bad.
60s?
He's in his 50s and 60s. He died at the end of World War II.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just see if there's anything.
Oh, he didn't even make it past the 40s.
No.
Yeah. The dude was so cool. Let me see. Just see if there's anything short that we got. It's like, W.C. Fields people mention now. Look up a man on a flying trapeze. Yeah, right there. It's autofilling, yeah. And then just part 1, just click that.
My whole career, I was pretty much bald. So
My whole career, I was pretty much bald. Now I look like a big penis. All right. Yeah. Just gotta skip ahead to. There you go. Yeah, this is fucking funny as shit.
2 beds.
Yeah, of course.
Is that alcohol that he keeps in the,
Yeah, it's his
in the
Applejack.
shower?
That's like a whole premise to the thing too, actually.
Ambrose. Ambrose?
Yes, my dear?
What are you doing in the bathroom?
Brushing my teeth, dear.
I don't know what's come over you lately. You're always in that bathroom brushing your teeth.
Yes, dear.
Are you sure you're brushing your teeth?
Yes, dear.
Smell like alcohol still.
A little nightcap, dude.
You want anything, dear?
Please come to bed and put the light out.
Yes, dear.
Is that like a ninja outfit?
Hurry up and come to bed.
I hate her acting.
That's so realistic, though.
I like the whole separate beds thing. We gotta try that out. Push the beds together, and that becomes a sexy thing.
Why the hell did he blow in his sock?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's just like very funny physical comedy. It's just very silly because he's like trying his hardest like not to go to bed. I guess I don't know.
What are you doing now?
I'm taking my socks off, dear.
You're certainly making a lot of noise taking your socks off.
Yes, dear.
That's how he rolls him up like that. So stupid.
It's like, there's nothing.
All right.
Is somebody coming in?
Yeah. If you want to pause it, just so if you guys want to watch this, this is like really fucking funny movie in my opinion. That's like the beginning of it. So these dudes come in and they find this Applejack. That's what it's called. It's this liquor that he's making. They used to make it up north by freezing like apples, and the juice would
Ferment.
yeah, basically, and all that, and then they would scrape the top off, and then they would drink that. It's like very highly alcoholic, and so he's making.
Oh, this
that,
is like bootlegging.
yeah, he's making it illegally in his basement, right? So these robbers come in, and then they're trying to steal shit, and then they start drinking the Applejack, and they start getting so drunk they start singing. They start singing like Irish bar songs down to the thing, and then the wife hears it through the vents, and she's like, "Ambrose, go down."
Haste, less speed. I'll be down there.
Oh, and those my poor mother, my poor helpless old mother, my darling.
She's upstairs. They won't find her.
Yeah, they don't got the clip in here, but then he goes and gets the gun, and there's a whole thing. This whole thing's fucking funny. And the premise of this movie is, he tells his work that his mother-in-law died so he can go to this wrestling match, and then it just leads to a whole lot of series of hilarious events.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys thought any of that was funny, but
Yeah, man. It looks like it would be entertaining.
it really is. So he only has like 10 movies or something like that. So I've only watched a couple of them.
Like the whole brushing of the fucking.
I thought it was genius. And then he starts gargling the alcohol.
Yeah.
And I just love how she always like, Ambrose, because I can just like, because that nagging wife stereotype, she really captured that. But I don't want to watch all the movies yet because then there's not going to be any left. So I have
captured the feeling that it projects.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where it's like, oh, it's woman.
Shut up. Yeah. Yes, dear.
It's that piercing of like it's crashing through your peace. You know what I mean? And telling you to come to bed like I'm away. You know. Let me blow into my socks first and roll them bitches up. But you know that's funny because that's one where he plays like kind of disheveled husband. That's usually not what he plays. Usually he plays like a con man, and it's very fucking funny. Like he has a lot of he has like a lot of funny fucking shit.
Well,
man.
I was telling everybody that I had just seen Dirty Rotten Scoundrels for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Which was it?
It's with Steve Martin and Michael Caine.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was a really good because it had this like I don't know, had this old school like humor to it. That's like a mix between very witty little back and forth quips and like just physical humor. Like a beautiful mix of it. Damn, 1988, huh? That's crazy.
I think he lost it. I lost it with the. I forgot which movie it was with Queen Latifah.
Bringing down the house.
Right.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah. Was it terrible to like sit
Awful.
through?
Oh, I couldn't sit through it. I saw it on TV and I just kept fast forwarding it. And I was like, yeah, this is bad.
And that's the sad thing to
God.
think about is that's the first time I ever saw Steve Martin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then luckily my mom showed me The Jerk sometime later. So I was like, oh, this guy, you know, he was...
What was that one with, what was it called? That movie with Queen Latifah?
Bringing Down the House.
Bringing down the house. I told you.
Bringing Down
I
the
know, but I
House.
forgot.
Oh,
That.
no.
Yeah, I was so young that I thought that was funny. I was like, man, this guy's great. I don't see why people like him.
It's just so bad.
Oh, fuck, no.
It's embarrassing.
I was like, man, Queen Latifah is so soulful and funny. She's most certainly not a
But this was
lesbian.
what, late 90s? Early 2000s?
No, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an early 2000s.
2003.
2003, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, well, he gave it a shot up until those years, man.
Luckily, I mean, I saw him. I even liked him in Bowfinger. This is a very underrated movie, I think.
Really? Bowfinger? Was that
Bowfinger.
Eddie Murphy?
With Eddie Murphy. Yeah. You
Is
never
that
seen
the
Bowfinger?
one where Eddie Murphy is like he finds like a lookalike for this actor Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Fuck, that is a good
The way
movie.
he acts, though,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
laughs. It's really underrated.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I gotta watch that shit.
No, it's an underrated movie that I just saw that I used to think sucked, but then I realized I didn't. I saw it too young. Along Came Polly.
Is that
Yeah.
with Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah. What do you think? Anybody here think Along Came Polly is good?
I looked
Yeah,
at
yeah.
it and I was like, I think I'm probably gonna have to miss this.
Yeah, okay. So the story itself isn't necessarily that great. It's
I'm all
just
about story. That's the thing.
yeah, but it's pretty basic. But there's other stuff like the comedy in it. It's very fucking funny. I think it's actually funnier post COVID because there's a lot of like hygiene comedy, but it's done very subtly. Also, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it, and he plays dude. He plays the funniest fucking character in
Did
that
you see
movie.
that?
What?
What, those robots moving up the buildings?
And everybody's like, yay, Wells Fargo. What the fuck was that?
I wish you had the ad. Have you seen the one where it's all like, why do I care what people think about me? I think I'm gay. Hey, Alexa, where can I go talk about queer stuff? You haven't seen that ad?
No.
God, seeing that's the targeted ad for me.
This is the creepiest shit ever.
Oh, it's in Spanish.
Look how they move.
Don't gotta. I'm not. I don't want to sound racist, but I'm not afraid of Spanish robots. Let's put it that way.
They're not taking over the world anytime soon.
Nah, they're taking too many siestas.
They just keep making more robots.
Yeah, they're too busy making.
This is so underrated.
Packing fries at the Burger King on Douglas.
Do you have any experience in motion pictures?
Yeah, quite a bit actually. I have quite a bit experience. I'm an active renter at Blockbuster, and I attend the film to cinema as much as possible, weekly, bi-weekly, intermediately.
Would you be willing to cut your hair?
Yes, but it's usually better if someone else does it.
Dude, this is gonna get so struck down, right? Because of the audio, it's gonna recognize the audio as being played.
No,
in the
you
movie.
can play movie audio.
You can?
you?
I
No.
guess as long as you comment on it, no?
Well, I have you in the picture with it, but
Yeah,
I
no.
don't-
Every 15 seconds, I thought, as long as it's transformative. Like, if somebody wants to be a dick about it, I mean, they can file something. But if it's transformative content, it
no,
should
you'll
be fine.
get
Well,
a
I mean,
flag. Yeah.
They're gonna find
No,
something.
you say, did you get, no, here's the thing. So, from my experience, you might get a copyright claim, but then it'll usually say this is okay to play on YouTube or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
Well,
you
fuck
can
it.
still play it. You can still
Yeah.
play it.
It don't
But
matter. Fuck it.
And it probably won't even demonetize it. I'm sure.
no, you do monetize. Yeah.
Every copyright claim.
As soon as you
Eric.
play any song or
Oh,
movie,
it's claimed. Oh, yeah, you're
immediately.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
why,
just demonetize it completely.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, just cut this part out. Fuck it. If we're watching Bowfinger after, let's watch this Long Came Polly scene because it's funny because I didn't realize Alec Baldwin plays a Jewish guy in that movie. He plays
The only thing I remember about Along Came Polly, and I never saw
Okay,
it, but
Along Came
somebody,
Polly, Alec Baldwin bathroom scene,
somebody
sorry.
that I was playing basketball with kept doing the whole Rain Man and all that shit.
Just your own little chat. You just watch a short one. I'm sure that the longer one doesn't give it too much context. Rain
What
Man.
is this?
Somebody comes in your house, puts all the food in your refrigerator.
Right, this is a commercial.
Why are we trying to get people comfortable with that? That's like
That's
training
weird.
people. That's
What
like
did I
training.
tell you, bro?
That's like animal training, where it's like, oh, you want to train that animal not to bite when you reach for its food? That's
Yeah.
like the same fucking shit.
He's with his baby, and just a random person comes in the house. He's like, "Oh, how you doing? Thanks for bringing my groceries. I appreciate it."
It's fucking animal training, dude.
That's
Yeah.
wild, dude.
Hey, there he is. The big man's back.
Hey.
Roop, come on in here. I want to spitball something with you.
All right, can you give me a minute, Stan? I'm just gonna run to the men's room.
I'll join you. I heard about your honeymoon. Just terrible. I knew that girl was a slut the second I met her.
Yeah, well, it's kind of complicated. I mean,
Hey, don't make excuses. She's a dime store hooker and she always will be. Just put it behind you. Speaking of which, you ever hear of a guy named Leland Van Loo?
Leland Van Loo, yeah, Australian guy, right?
Right next to him.
Was on the cover of Forbes last year.
Exactly. He started one of those high-tech modem scrotum. God only knows what they do companies anyway. Jesus Christ. They want to take the company public, and if he wants to remain the CEO of a publicly held company, guess what he needs?
Life insurance.
Bingo was his name.
All right, you want me to check him out?
Yeah.
He keeps looking.
Cash.
Yeah.
This Van Loo has a reputation as a cowboy. Apparently, he's one of these extreme sports nuts. So, it's a long shot.
Damn, he pees like me. The fucking gotta keep peeing.
Extra bonus for you.
Checks out first. And...
You see, this is why you're the only one I can trust with these jobs. I was worried that you've been through hell and back with that Hua wife of yours. You sure you need some more time off?
I'm good.
Absolutely sure?
Yeah, no, fine.
All right. All right, good things.
But that whole movie's like a lot of scenes like that. There's this great one where Jennifer Aniston's like a waitress, And she walks up to a guy with a glass of red wine, and or he's a glass of white wine, and she's all like, "Do you want some more wine?" He's like, "Yeah." And then she like pours some red wine into the shit, and then just like turns around and walks away. And then one of her friends like is right in front of the guy. He's like, "Man, there's no hot guys at this party." And then they just keep on talking and walking away. It's like very just little subtle shit like that is very fucking funny. I mean, it's not necessarily subtle, but it's just jokes that don't necessarily need to be explained. Like he didn't have to go, "You put red wine in my white wine." It's like you just it's a very visual check. It's like, oh, it's so fucking funny. And then Philip Seymour Hoffman fucking kills it. He plays this like washed up actor. I highly suggest.
Yeah, he hires the film crew to follow him around.
Oh, don't spoil it for the people.
Hey, sorry, I spoiled the early 2000s movie for you.
Yeah, right. But
get a VCR, get a DVD player.
Like chick put it on in the background. I was like, I've watched that when I was a kid. It wasn't that great. And then I just started. I was like, this is fucking funny.
You know what movie I just saw that doesn't fit the old even action movies need a romance story? Fucking Predator. The first Predator movie.
You know what? I bet I'll rewatch it. I bet he gives a call to his chick or something.
No, I mean there's a hostage. There's a hostage that they have, like that lady that says
there's a bromance.
The jungle took him, but that's about it, man.
Does anybody kiss a chick?
Nobody. No. In fact, they spent most of the time yelling at the bitch, like, "What did you see, woman?" And she's like, "The jungle took him."
I gotta watch that movie. I've never seen Predator.
Dude, you never seen Predator?
No.
Híjole, bro.
Is that one of those movies that you would like watch? You watch it recently or what?
Yeah, dude. Okay. I watch it almost every year.
Yeah, well, next time you watch it, hit me up. Because I want to watch it with somebody that like enjoys it so I can, I don't know. Or maybe I'll just watch it by myself.
The Predator.
I forgot who said it. It's the whole thing is a bromance. So there is romance, but it's between these two very big men.
No, actually,
no wonder Raul likes it.
No, actually, they actually end up.
Watch.
Well, I don't want to reveal like the plot, but you really.
Oh, he's spoiling a lot, Kane Polly, but you're not going to spoil Predator. This is bullshit.
Like, look at this romance right here. Look at this romance right here. He looks at both of them like, "What are y'all looking at?"
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they made it. They changed his voice.
Yeah, they had to pitch it up so it would get struck.
That was basically them having sex right there.
Yeah, I mean, he's feeling it. I think he came a little bit. Would you want to smoke another cigarette real quick? Well, or does that know what you guys do? You don't take breaks anymore?
No, but how much are we in?
We're hour 37.
All right. Yeah, we should be done. Do you guys got anything going on?
Yeah. Shoot, a bunch of stuff. Go ahead, Alonzo.
Badfirstimpressions.com. Badfirstimpressions.com. I do a live radio show every Tuesday. It's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's call-in. It's streamed live on my Facebook. It's streamed live on my YouTube. If you're interested in checking that out, just go to badfirstimpressions.com. It has the links to all that stuff. Badfirstimpressions.com.
Dope. Let me see. When does this come out?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. So I killed it at drunk versus sober versus high or whatever.
You already did
in
it?
Austin. I did it on Saturday.
Did you win?
Oh,
yeah, I think we won.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
let me
great.
see. February 18th, I will be in Bastrop at the Film Alley headlining, apparently with Hans Kim. So yeah, I don't know. It'll probably drop out towards the end.
Bastrop.
And then check out February 14th, Onslaught, a special Valentine's show at 10 o'clock at Creek in the Cave. That's a Tuesday. Check that out. February 17th, Feed the Funny. It's the third Friday of the month. And check out comedyfrequency.com and whipmerch.com.
Yeah. I think all I got is 10th and 11th in Bolingbrook. I'm going to be going back to do the Valentine's weekend shows. And the 2nd of February, I'm going to be at Cap City doing the Little Room, the Red Room. So come check that out if you get a chance. If you haven't gotten a chance to check out a show. Other than that, thank you guys so much. Y'all take it easy and have a good one. Bye.